The time has finally come. We went an entire month without any Misfits boxing content. This card was supposed to happen last week, or I think a week before that. No, it was last week, but it got rescheduled to this week now in order to not interfere with the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury card that was happening the next day. So now it's happening this week, John Jones fight week, John Jones fight day. So that's something that's fun. And yeah, I mean, we had to wait an extra week, but it's all good. The fights are still good, except, we did lose the Willie Chucks fight. I don't think he's going to be fighting no more. Look, his fights not on here. I will not be putting no predictions for no Willie Chucks fights because he don't got an opponent. So I'm not going to be putting any predictions there, but we're going to start off with Temple Arts versus Godson. Now, thing with Temple Arts, he's fought before. He's 1-0. Godson, this is his debut. Who is Godson? I think he is 30 pounds lighter. He's also, I forgot the height difference. I forgot who's taller. But Temple Arts is 30 pounds heavier. He's 288 pounds, I'm pretty sure. Godson's in the 250s, 253, I think, around that. So it's a pretty big weight difference. You'd think the weight difference would play a factor in, Godson being the lighter guy, being the quicker guy. But as of what we've seen from Temple Arts is a fast guy for his weight. Don't let the chubs, don't let none of that fool you, because he's quick. He's got nice head movement. His head movement's improved from his last fight. And in his last fight, his head movement looked really, really nice. I mean, looked better than a lot of those fighters on that card. And that was on the Kingpin card of July 2022. His defense was nice. He had a nice defense. And even when he did get hit, when the shots would land, like clean shots, sometimes he would just let the shots, he'd just stand there like Rod Tang, and he'd let the shots come at him. He'd take them all on the chin, and that guy's, Temple Arts has got a good chin. I don't think Godson will break that chin. So in order to win this fight, what is Godson's route to victory? I don't really see one, honestly, because Temple Arts, it's really just his defense. His defense is wild. And even if his offense is nice too, but his defense is his strength. He's got good defense, nice chin. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he's still skilled with his striking. He's got decent striking, especially for a heavyweight, an influencer heavyweight. He's got good striking in that department, at least on that level. His reaction time, that's number one for him, is his reaction time. His reaction time and head movement. It's so good. It was exceptional. It was incredible in his last fight, and it's gotten even better since then, as we've seen from his pad work and his training days, media day. It's looking much better. It's gonna benefit him over a likely slower guy like Godson. And he's got better head movement. He's got better defense than some of the top guys at heavyweight right now, like let's say a Halal Ham or a Mini Khan or a Sam Hyde. He's got better head movement, better defense, better reaction times. He's quicker than all those guys. Temple Arts, he's going to be a problem at heavyweight. I'm telling you, all around, he is the better fighter than Godson. I think he takes this fight. I don't think there's any way Godson take this fight. Maybe like some Hail Mary, overhand right, but I don't really see that happening. I think Temple Arts takes it by decision. I don't really see it going any other way. Knockout's possible, maybe a TKO, maybe the ref stepping in, but I think Temple Arts, he doesn't have just really a lot of power, but he's also got way too good defense to get knocked out. So I'll say decision. I'll say 40-36 across all three judges' scorecards if the Misfits judges actually get it right. I'll say Temple Arts by decision, dominant unanimous decision. We're going to move on to Ginty versus Halal Ham. The trash talk leading to this fight, it's very weird, but it's entertaining nonetheless. So Ginty, we look at Ginty, right? It's a guy with heart. We saw his fight with JMX. He's got heart. He can get up from getting knocked down. This guy's don't got no quit in him. Okay, he can keep coming back and even get knockdowns afterward, right? He can take a shot. Sure, he gets knocked down, but he gets back up. He's got that heart. He's the faster guy. He's way faster. He's much taller as well. The height difference is wild, because you look at Ginty, right? This is a guy who could probably fight at light heavyweight, super middleweight if he wanted to, right? If he cut down enough weight, because he's pretty chubby right now at cruiserweight. Halal Ham had to lose a lot of weight from heavyweight in order to move down to compete at cruiserweight for this fight. So it's kind of like like a weird one here. The height difference is wild. I think it's the biggest height difference we've ever seen in Misfits boxing, probably. But yeah, I think with Ginty, he would just outbox Halal Ham. Halal Ham, as a heavyweight, you'd expect maybe more power, maybe more, shorter guy, like more skilled with getting on the inside. He don't got none of that. He's a sloppier fighter. He's not the best. He doesn't got good technique. He doesn't have power either. He has no knockouts in his career. He's had 3 fights. He's won 2 of them. His only loss has been to Salt Poppy. So that should tell you, he is one of the top guys at heavyweight. But I think against Ginty, it's just gonna be a lot of his attributes. They're not gonna be very helpful against Ginty. So what do I got? I got Ginty, but I've got him by decision. I still don't really see a knockout happening. I think it's possible. Obviously, it's always possible. But with Ginty, I don't know if he has that power either, because he also has no knockouts. He had a knockdown against JMX, which was a questionable one, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be able to knock out Halal Ham. If Salt Poppy couldn't knock out Halal Ham, I don't think Ginty, the lighter guy, will be unable to. So I'll say Ginty by decision. I'm confident with that. But maybe, some outboxing, maybe a TKO referee stepping in because too much. But I don't see that happening. Halal Ham's last fight, it was super close. And it was, a lot of people thought he lost that fight, actually. A lot of people thought that was a robbery. So I think Ginty will just be able to take it. I think he'll take it by decision. And I don't think it goes any other way. We were going to move on to Waleed Sharks' fight. But, I had him winning that either way, round 2 knockout. That would have been my pick. We're going to move on to Astrid Wett versus Andrea Jane Bunker. AJ Bunker. I didn't think these girls were going to make weight. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think they were going to make weight. But they did make weight. And you know what? They've both got my respect for that. I feel like 112 pounds, it's just light. That's really, really light to make. Most UFC fighters can't even make, 115. 112, you have to cut a lot of weight for that. You need to be disciplined. You need to be on a diet, everything. And these girls did it the right way, like professionals. And so much respect goes out to them for that, because I didn't expect this from anyone. I don't expect a lot of people to be able to make a cut down to 112 pounds. That's hard to do. I couldn't do that. I don't think I could do that, But, yeah, with this fight, I think it's a tough one. It's definitely Astrid Wett's toughest fight. We're going to see if it's AJ Bunker's toughest fight. I don't think. Maybe. It'll depend on how Astrid Wett, how she performs, because AJ Bunker, she is 1-1 right now. She did have her only loss against Elle Brook, and Elle Brook won 3 out of those 4 rounds. So AJ Bunker has a round. She did win a round against Elle Brook, so that's going to be something coming into this fight. She's also coming off of a win. I think this past November. Yeah, November 2022. Astrid Wett, her last fight was in October 15th. She got a first round TKO win against Keelys. Keelys is not good. Not a very good fighter. But you know what? Queen of Misfits versus AJ Bunker, who's one of the top female influencer boxers that there is right now. She's top 5 easily. Maybe even, I think she's top 3, honestly. I think she's top 3. So with this fight, I think it's definitely going to be probably back and forth. I think it's going to be more back and forth. I think we have to judge AJ. I couldn't find AJ Bunker's last fight. I could only find her Elle Brook fight, so I'm probably missing some stuff. I'm definitely missing some things. I think Astrid Wett, this is for sure her toughest fight. This is a huge step up from Keelys. AJ Bunker, if she was able to withstand those shots and that pressure from Elle Brook, and we saw what Elle Brook was able to do to Faith Ordway, I think she'll be able to withstand shots from Astrid Wett. However, Astrid Wett, there's just so much pressure on her to win this fight. There's too much hype. There's too much on the line with that Elle Brook fight. So I think she has to win the fight. And to do that, she just has to put on the pressure. AJ Bunker doesn't do that good under pressure. When the pressure's put on her, like Elle Brook did to her, not good. She doesn't know how to defend well. She doesn't know how to get out of the ropes, out of the corners, out of tight situations. It's I think with Astrid Wett, it's just pressure, avoiding some shots, but just pressure your way to a decision and you'll take the win. So I'll take Astrid Wett by decision. I don't think AJ Bunker, her corner, won't call off the fight. The referee might step in. The referee might, just might, if Astrid Wett puts enough pressure. But with AJ Bunker, I don't think she definitely won't go down. She won't go down in this fight. I don't think that'll happen. Maybe a few standing 8 counts, and if that does happen, maybe the referee steps in TKO, but I don't see that happening. I think Astrid Wett by decision, maybe 3 rounds to 4, maybe 2 rounds to 4, and it's like close, but Astrid Wett still takes it. Whatever it may be. I don't think this title fight can be a draw. You know, we've seen with Kenny and Sensei, they'll give it to Kenny if they have to, man. So it'll go to Astrid Wett if it's any kind of decision. You know, these Misfits judges, they're kind of sketchy. So if it goes to any kind of decision, it's Astrid Wett. And I think it will go to a decision. And if it doesn't, then Astrid Wett's probably getting a finish. I think either way it goes, Astrid Wett has to win this fight. So that's where I'm putting my pick. Astrid Wett by decision. She will win the Misfits flyweight title, and she'll fight Elle Brooke for a co-main event or a featured bout next up. But also, you know, they don't got it up here, but let's see. You know, Luis Alcaraz Pineda and Bdave, you know, Los Pinedas Coladas, not the Pinadas, Los Pinedas Coladas versus D-Generation Ice, which is Ice Poseidon and Anthony Vargas. This fight, man, it's really just Pineda and I almost said Ice Poseidon, bro. Them two got a rivalry. Them two got something going on. Pineda doesn't like Ice Poseidon. He made that very clear. The Misfits people took note of it and even asked him, and Pineda just said it straight up. I dislike Ice Poseidon the most. I think he's ugly. I think I'll beat him up. I think I'll beat both of them by myself. He said this, bro, like along the lines of that, you know, in Spanish. And with this fight, I just think the Coladas, they have Los Pinedas Coladas, they've got better people on their team, way better people on their team. You know, they've got do I need to look at the rankings? Let me pull up the rankings real quick because I need to do that really quickly. Let me just do that. The rankings, they're like far down now. Oh, yeah, I found them. We'll look at cruiserweight. Luis Pineda is number 12 at cruiserweight, but they're fighting at light heavyweight. And at light heavyweight, he is number 10. So he's top 10. Bdave is number 11 at light heavyweight. So you got the number 10 and the number 11 versus also at light heavyweight, number 13 at the bottom of the rankings versus a guy who hasn't fought yet, and Anthony Vargas. Pineda and Bdave, they just got the way better guys on their team. They're likely going to win. Pineda's the tallest one. He's much taller. He's the most experienced one as well. And Bdave, who fought him, he's likely going to have, he went full 3 rounds with him, full distance. So he's going to have more experience, more tougher opponents. He's had a lot more training as well, way more than Ice Poseidon and Anthony Vargas, I'm pretty sure. Pineda doesn't have the best technique, but I think he will hurt Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon, he's got a really good chin, right? But when he takes punishment, when he takes a lot of punishment, and I think Bdave or Pineda will be able to put on that punishment, Ice Poseidon will not take that punishment very well. And it could hurt Poseidon. I don't really know how Vargas is, but I think Pineda and Bdave will likely be able to, either one of them will likely be able to beat Vargas. We'll see what Vargas brings to the table. He could be the guy who clutches up the win. You know, he could be the guy that, pulls off the crazy knockout and gets the win for the team. Who knows? I think Pineda will be Poseidon. I don't really know what to say about Vargas, but if I had to trust my gut, I'd say Pineda Coladas by decision. I don't think there'll be no knockout. I don't think there'll be no referee step-ins. Poseidon, I did say, has a really good chin, but he does get hit a lot as well. So that could be pretty bad. Bdave might be able to sneak in a knockdown as well. I do see that maybe happening, but I don't think that will happen. I'll say Team Pineda, Los Pinedas Coladas, Luis Alcaraz Pineda, and Bdave by decision. Unanimous decision. I'll take them by decision. That's my pick for the tag team match, first tag team match there. And we're going to move on to King Kenny versus Ashley Rak-Su. With this fight, I thought the height difference was going to be a bit more. They're almost the same height. they're they're almost the same height. You know, they're fighting at a 180 pounds cruiserweight. Number 2 ranked King Kenny versus number 13 ranked Ashley Rak-Su. King Kenny, he's faster. He's more skilled. He has better technique. He is better everywhere. He is overall the better fighter. Ashley Rak-Su, he's had less experience. He has no wins on his record, right? He has the fastest knocked down in Mrs. Boxing history. 3 seconds. I think it's fastest knocked down in boxing history. You know, King Kenny, if he can sneak in a sneaky powerful shot, you can see it, bro. He's increasing his power. His power is getting better. The speed is nice too. The jab is always there. King Kenny's got like one of the best jabs in influencer boxing right now. He's very skilled, man. I don't think he'll be able to knock out Ashley Rak-Su. If Anthony Taylor couldn't do it, Anthony Taylor does get a lot of decisions, but if he couldn't do it, I think Anthony Taylor might be the more powerful guy still. I think King Kenny, there's no way he can lose this fight. I think he'll definitely take it. He'll just outbox him. He'll avoid shots. He's quicker. He'll avoid the shots. He'll hit with more shots. It'll just be total domination. It'll be 40-36 across all judges' scorecards. I think that's what it'll be. It'll be unanimous decision win for King Kenny there. Yeah, I don't see it going any other way. That's just my pick. But we're going to move on to Deen the Great versus Pully Arif. Lightweight title on the line. Also, Deen the Great is the current holder of the super featherweight world title. So I think he could probably become 2-division champion. You know, Misfits isn't very clear about what's happening here. I'm pretty sure they try to try to convince people that, you know, Deen the Great is the current lightweight champion, which I don't think he is. He won the super featherweight Misfits championship in Misfits Series 3. That's the belt he currently has right now. He's not the lightweight champion. So winning this title, he should be a double champion if he wins, which I think he will win. I think Deen the Great wins. I don't see a possibility where he loses. I think he's better everywhere. He's got much more power. Let me tell you. They both got the same amount of wins, but Deen the Great has all fights wins by knockout. Pully Arif, no wins by knockout. All decisions, you know. Deen the Great, he's knocked out some top guys. He knocked out Waleed Sharks. He knocked out Evil Hero, which hasn't aged well. I'll tell you, hasn't aged well. But he was 2-0 at that time. Evil Hero was 2-0 at that time. Waleed Sharks is the guy right behind. He is the best guy right behind Deen the Great in the lighter weight classes. So knocking him out too, it's wild. Pully Arif has not even knocked out guys. He beat guys with unanimous decision I don't even know the names of, which I probably should know the names of, but I know all the guys' names, man. I don't know his opponent's names, which is not good. And it's not good that he's not knocking them out either, man. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Did I say earlier, like, I almost said I know everything. I don't know everything. That's a lie. I do not know everything. I just know a lot about, you know, these guys' credentials, who they fought, and who they beat, and who they lost to. I don't know that about Pully Arif. And I did a lot of research about him, too, and I just can't seem to remember these guys' names. It's like trying to remember who Dylan Dennis fought and beat. You know, those guys are randoms. You don't know who they are. And neither do I, man. I think Deen the Great, he's more skilled. He's got way better technique. I think he'll just dominate this fight. Pully Arif, he'll maybe have moments where he defends and counters, you know, avoids the shots. Deen the Great, I think he's just better everywhere. I think it'll be a knockout. I think it'll be not in the first round. I'll say second round knockout. I think he's just going to be way too much for Pully Arif. Pully Arif, a big step up in competition and challenge for him. I don't think he'll be able to handle it well. I don't think he'll take it too kindly. Deen the Great, second round knockout. Another knockout I got here. Jay Swingler versus Nicholai Perrett, NichLMAO. Another four-round fight. Don't know why I don't got a title. Probably because Nicholai don't got no fights. This is his debut. So, you know what? I'll say Jay Swingler, and I don't think that comes as a surprise to everybody else. Listen, Perrett, he's got good defense. He's got nice defense. I'll give him that. You saw the spar with Jarvis. He's got nice defense. That's the only tape we have of Nicholai Perrett. You know, fighting tape. You know, like sparring, videotape. You know, that's the only thing we got. He's good defensively. He's got a nice jab. He's able to double, triple, quadruple up the jab nicely. He does that well. Defensively, he's good. And the thing is, Swingler's got more power. He's got better technique. And he does the power well. He hits shots well. I think the defense is going to be a bit of an issue, but Perrett don't got the power to knock him out. Jay Swingler keeps his hands down a lot. We've seen this, but Nicholai Perrett, he don't got that power to put enough pressure on Jay Swingler. He won't be able to get that knockout. Jay Swingler will be able to. I take him by knockout in the second round, not the first round. I think NichLMAO will survive the first round, but he won't survive the second round. I don't think. Maybe go in the third round. Who knows? But I'll say second round knockout. Perrett might win first round. It might be close. He might do well and avoid shots nicely. Second round will be it. It will just be pressure by Jay. It'll be a finish in the second round, and that'll be it. That'll be the card, and these are my picks. Bro, I think I picked everybody in the red corner. Yeah, picked everybody on the left. Listen, bro. Quick recap. Temple Arts by decision, unanimous decision. Ginty, unanimous decision. Astrid, Wett, unanimous decision. Los Pinedas Coladas tag team, Luis, Alcaraz, Pineda, and Bdave, unanimous decision. King Kenny, unanimous decision. Deen the Great, second round knockout, a bad one too. And Jay Swingler, second round knockout, a pretty violent one there. Both violent knockouts. There's probably going to be more knockouts. You guys know Misfits. There's likely going to be way more knockouts. I'm just being kind of maybe just a bit picky with the decisions, but we just haven't seen enough of some of these guys. So my picks are my picks. I'm going to be saving them like that. And this is my Misfits Series 5 predictions. Jay Swingler versus Nicholai Perrett.